Hi everyone, it's Diane Evans with stampinwithdiane.com. It's Tuesday and it's Technique Tuesday, and I apologize for being so late there, but it looks like I'm not going live on my Facebook group. Welcome to, like I say, my Technique Tuesday. This is where I show a technique. It might be something new to you. It might be something to just refresh your mind. I'm not sure. Remember that also, if you're following me on YouTube, is to make sure that you go down here below, hit the subscribe button and hit the bell, and you get notified immediately as soon as I do go live. This is one of my favorite ones to go live on because it's a technique, and I have lots of fun trying to find different techniques, but sometimes it's just something that kind of just falls in your lap. Remember, this is part of a live, so if I am talking with different people, that's all part of it. And if you don't like that, what you can do is you can watch the replay, and you can scoot on by all that stuff. But honestly, it's because of the people that do join me live or on replays that I do come here every Tuesday while I'm in town. So just to let you know, next week I won't be doing any lives because I am in Orlando on the Stampin' Up Incentive trip, and it's because of you guys that's the reason why I'm on that trip. Anyways, let's go on down and let's look at the technique that we're actually going to go ahead and do today. It is called a glass-like technique. So it says it right there in just in the words. So there's lots of different ways that you can actually get this look, but I thought this would be kind of a fun one that we can use some product that we haven't used before or haven't used in a long time. Hello, Andrea. So it's so easy, but it's a time thing. So you have to kind of prepare ahead of time or know ahead of time of what you want to do. So we are going to be using the Celebratory Sips. This is the bundle, the Cheers and Sips bundle. Remember, when you do buy a bundle, you do save the 10%, but then you have the whole suite. Now, down below here, I have a link to a stamp camp, which is an international stamp camp. 13 of us from around the world put these on. I don't know, we've been doing this since 2020, 2021. So we have quite a few of them under our belt. We used to start with 4, now we're doing 3 a year. And we pick a suite and then we go from there. But like I say, check the link below. And if you do not live in Canada, just reach out to me, and it's around the world. So wherever Stampin' Up does their business. So you've got Europe, you've got the UK, you've got the South Pacific, you've got the States, and of course here in Canada. All right, so with this suite, you also have this fantastic ribbon. I'm hoping to use it. Oh, excuse me. Oh, dear. And these are the Glass and Garden smaller embossing folders. This one's kind of fun. And then it also has these holographic gems that go along with it, so they're kind of fun there too. Now, one of the designer series paper that I'm going to use is this one. What better way to make something look like glass than it actually being a glass? So this is actually, we're going to I'm going to show you how this gets done, and you can basically do this ahead of time, and I strongly suggest that you do. So what you want to do is you want to use this fine tip glue pen. So grab it out of your stuff, make sure that you've got it so that you can, I just want to bring this out. Now this was a new bottle today, but you want to be very careful that you do stick this pin back into this edge here, and then that way it's going to make it so it's so much easier for you to make sure it's not stuck. Now I've gone ahead and done some of these, but what I want to do is I want to show you what you're going to first do is you're going to take this glue and you're going to go around and just do a thin outline. Now you're going to want to do that ahead of time. It's got to dry, so I'll just show you some more of that. And then on here, on the bottles, I didn't do the whole bottles, but we definitely could have. I just went around here. Any of these bottles, like I say, we could do this whole bottle. Let's go ahead and do that. Then once it's dry, what you want to do is then go in, and if you've ever done any kind of cookie decorating, this is just like flooding your cookies. So all you're going to do is take this. Now these are dry. I did them this morning. And all you're going to do is just flood and put quite a bit in. And you know those ones that are like that, those embellishments that are like that, that go with the traveling one. They're like a puff embellishment. This too can be doesn't quite give you the tendency of a puff, but it definitely gives you the dimension. So like I say, what you want to do is you want to come in here. You're just going to put quite a bit of this in there. And then as you do when you flood, you're just going to actually just come in and just fill that part right there. So you can see how it's filled there, and I just filled that one. Now these ones have already been filled. So what you want to do then is once it's done like this, you really want to make this so that it dries really well. So I did them early this morning, and then I turned around, and what I did was I filled them. The outline doesn't take that long to dry, but the fill does. And then of course what we want to do is go in, put this pin in there, and close it up tight. Now it does come in a plastic bag when you get it. You could turn around and put it in a plastic bag. Now with this, I'm going to set this aside because we don't want that glue to get all over, but you can see I've done some of these. They're all good and dry. And I'm just going to put that off to the side. And I've cut out a bunch. I fussy cut a bunch of them. So what you want to do is you could leave a tiny bit around there. You can get close to the edge. I have a bunch of these already done. So we'll see if we can use some of them or if we're going to use all of them. I don't know what we're going to do with this exactly. All right, so let's just put those there. But that's kind of fun. I like this jug. So definitely looks like we have a glass jars. Okay, so then we fussy cut them. And then on the instructions, I said to fussy cut them first. You don't want to fussy cut them first. You want them to be on that paper. Now, I thought, well, let's use some different colors than what I normally would ever use. So I am using petal pink. I know a lot of you don't like the petal pink. I really like it. But this is 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4, and we're just going to fold that into the mountain. And you know what? This looks like it's a little long. For some reason, it shouldn't be. No, it's 4 1/4 by 5.5. I don't know why it looks larger, but it does today. Maybe because it's a lighter color. I'm not sure. Then we're just going to come in with our score. Does the DSP get soggy from the glue? Not really. It really doesn't. You're putting a lot on it, but you've let it dry in between. Now, with that being said, Andrea, we could, if it was in a different kind of a climate than Kamloops, because we're dry climate, it could get a little soggier. So I'm not sure exactly how that could possibly work. All right. So then I do have a piece of Very Vanilla. We're going to actually put that on the inside. We'll decorate the inside as well. But I thought I would love to see this with the strawberry slush. So that could go on there. And then this is one of the Everyday Arches. And I put it through with that embossing folder. Now this embossing folder doesn't emboss all the way through to the end. It's like broken glass, right? But I thought that would look kind of cool on there. So let's decorate that first. So I'm just going to come and put some of these. Now if I wanted to, I could have taken another image and I could have done it where it was an oval like this. And I kind of looked at this and I thought, but this is just too big of an oval. And it just didn't quite work for me. So we're just going to come in and let's these are fun with all the different drinks. I like this one with the ice cubes, and not sure what kind of a drink that one is. But yeah, we're just going to put a bunch of drinks on there, and we're going to live with it. All right, so I'm just going to start putting that on, and we're going to put it on also with dimensionals. Now, it's not really that thick, so maybe that's, and it doesn't really warp. I'm quite shocked that it's not thicker on there. Where those dimensionals went. Well, we'll go ahead and we'll just use some of these smaller ones. These ones actually came from a paper pumpkin, so they're a little bit higher than the other ones. Let's just put some of those, but they are smaller ones, so we can. Like I say, we're going to stick some behind and some up front. Let's get that bottle of wine on there. Let's see. Put this one down here a little bit. So we're just going to glue and just put them every which way. I think we'll put dimensionals onto this glue. So yeah, give this a try. You know what else would be really kind of cool with this? You know how you sometimes have fish bowls? That would be a really good thing to do. You've got, I'm trying to think of other things that you could do. You could do it like water if you wanted to. Okay, let's put this out here. Really like this glass, so I'm gonna stick that up there. And you know, it's gonna be a little bit higher in some spots and a little bit lower, but we're okay with doing that. So this sheet will be posted on my Facebook group. Let's put this one up here. I really want that one to show. It'll be on my Facebook group, where there's a link down below here, and that is going to, it will show you, this is just going to go, I don't want that one there. Let's put this one down in there. And then we have, I think the orange next to this one would be good. Okay, we're just going to put that flat. Yeah, so it'll be at 9:05 tomorrow morning, 9:05 Pacific time. And I like to go at the same time every week. So yeah, it's going to show, be there. Let's just put this one down. Let's put this, what kind of a drink is that is that color? I know there's drinks out there. I know I've spent a lot of time looking for some blackberry liqueur, and I can't seem to find any. There was some in Montreal. All right, so then this is just going to go here. Whoops. Let's go there. And you know what? Let's go ahead and put this in there as well. So see, we've got a bunch of, you know, I'm going to take that. No, let's put this on. But like I say, I'm clustering it. Just do it on the top. There. There we go. And then I've got some here. You know what? I might have to cut out another one. All right, so this is just going to go on here like so. Let's go ahead and put that on. I really like this strawberry slush with light pale oranges. Like Timid Tiger looks really good. This petal pink I think looks amazing. All right, so on here, I'm going to just take some of this ribbon. And I think what we'll do is we'll just take this and cut it down the middle. We just want a tiny bit. And it doesn't matter if it's not straight. Isn't that kind of fun the way that works? And then I just want to put some of this behind here. I don't think a bow is going to work like it does when I do the linen thread, but let's see. No, not really. All right, so I'm just going to come in with my Stampin' Seal. Whoops. Whoops. This is that strong Stampin' Seal. Look at how it's coming off. You know what? I'll just come in. This is some old Close to My Heart stuff that we had on the clearance rack for a bit. And then let's just go ahead and put this, loop this onto the back. And you know what? Now that I've got that on there, I can put this on with. I think it's because of the embossing that it did that. So I'm just going to come in and put this on. I could have, and I think that's, I'll use this to get this stuck down. All right. Just going to get it so it's stuck down. And then we're going to put that other piece on there and loop that as well. I laugh every time I do this technique. My granddaughter is probably just screaming, "No, Grandma, don't do that." But I do like the look of it. And we can trim some of that and give it a haircut. There we go. And then that could just go down there. And yeah, we'll give it a bit more of a haircut. And we're gonna, you know what, I would normally put dimensionals on there, but I want, this is pretty high, so I'm just gonna come in and do it this way. That. On the inside, like I say, I had the very vanilla for that. And, oh, I already had it on the inside. That's why I couldn't find it. So let's just put a couple of drinks on there. But you know what? I'm going to come in with a different drink. Because I don't, you know what? I'll just come in quickly. Do it with the wine and that. Like I said, I don't want to get this all over the place. So just quickly cut that one out. Some of this. It's just going to go there. Right there. And then I know there was, let's go ahead and put that right about there. Go Of course, we want that fairly flat. I'm just going to actually put that underneath that line there. And that'll go on the inside. And then we also need to do our sentiment. Now, I don't know if I can, maybe I'm going to give this a try. Instead of doing it with the embossing, I will come and let's try it with Blackberry Bliss. It's stuck to my nails. That's such a big block. Let's try this block. And we'll try the Blackberry Bliss on there. It may not work. Let's give it a try. I do have a couple there that doesn't work. Cheers. Yep, that'll work. And cheers to you. There we go. Let's go ahead and just fussy cut that. Such a little sentiment that oops. Let's go pop that up right there. And with that all said, there. There. And we're almost done. You know what? I'm going to put just a tiny little strip on there. And don't forget to use up all your dimensionals. Hello, Lala. I know, they do go well, don't they? Kind of shocking. Okay, so this is just going to go cheers to you. And then let's come in with those holographic gems. And it's quite big. Let's put that there. Let's throw this on the inside. And that is the glass. Let's see how it looks like glass. It's kind of fun. And no embossing on this card, you guys. There we go. So there's the card. So I hope you liked that. Oh my goodness, I got this Blackberry Bliss out and I should have done something with that. All right, so if you like that, remember to give me the thumbs up, share my video. I really do appreciate it when you do that. And it's a little bit different. They're all kind of looking the same because I keep getting drawn to the strawberry slush. Anyways, so if you like that, give me the thumbs up, share my video. Remember that this is the suite that I'm using for the International Stamp Camp. That's where you purchase the suite, you get the make and takes for free. You get 13 make and takes, and you also get 13 alternative projects on there, and the access to the videos for all of those. All right, so tomorrow I will be live at 3 o'clock with a mystery challenge. The clues will go up at 12 o'clock, and we will see you at 3 o'clock Pacific time. All right, you guys, remember to create,